wasn't, what it is now. Looked a little different. Looked a little different. So I'm looking at her and like, damn, maybe I should go ahead and try to say something. So I went over there and went very, very lame and old school with it. Asked if I could hold her books.
Damn.
Yeah.
You talk about chivalry not being dead. I straight up asked if I could hold her books. She looked. She was like, she kind of, she smiled at me. Was like, sure. So we're walking back, walking back to the dorm. Walked her to her dorm room, of course, all girls dorm. I stayed in all male dorm freshman year. So then we had a nice conversation, and kissed her on the cheek. And I went my way, she went hers.
Straight gentleman mode, man.
Yeah.
So then she ended up pledging a sorority. Of course, it probably goes without saying, Alpha Kappa Alpha. She pledged a sorority. A year later, I pledged a fraternity, and like our paths just didn't cross. We would see each other. We talk from time to time as far as just hi, bye, but never any substantive conversation. She graduated. Of course, I graduated. Went our separate ways. She had a failed marriage. I had a failed marriage, and we actually linked back up over Facebook, like years later. So it's like really like a movie type story in the sense that she went her way, I went mine, and our paths still managed to cross and intersect. So to me, it's very much like we were definitely meant to be, regardless of what happened.
No, yours is the classic that never happens. The one you married, you're the one that got away.
Yeah.
Right. Literally. Yeah. Literally married the one that got away.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that never happens.
No.
But I'm just to make sure we're clear. I got mine one. Like I didn't have a one that got away.
Right. You didn't need to make the thing with you guys that I'm very proud of. And I say this because, for all that don't know, I actually had a hand in these fellas coming into the front. And while we are still the same age, I still look at them as being very proud of them because they're my boys and they kind of like maybe a year or so younger than me. But I'm proud of y'all for the fact that y'all got it right the first time. And a lot of fellas don't do that. Some fellas get it wrong. And, I guess they kind of try to suffer their way through it by cheating and doing everything else that they need to do to cope.
Yeah.
Others just, they get.
That's the thing.
Go ahead.
No, that's the thing because you got to figure, and that's the question. And getting back, I guess, to the question earlier is like, when do you know? I think the first question you have to ask yourself is, first of all, forever is a long time.
Can I see myself?
Right.
Forever. Forever is a very long time, and I honestly think part of it. I think you should live with the person before you marry him in today's age. I know like old school, whatever, but I think that's part of it because some things in a marriage, it can't be thrown on you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's some stuff that I'm sure that Christian didn't know about me that annoys her. That if we first got married, she's like, well, man, I ain't know about all this. And it's vice versa. And then the other part too, I think it forces you to communicate because when we were dating, and we had the house in Spartanburg, and she lived in Greenville. If we got into an argument, guess what? I got to go back to my own crib.
Right.
Yeah.
But when you live together, you get to go to a room in your crib.
Yeah.
And you have to see each other in the kitchen and in passing. So you have to learn to talk to each other and to communicate.
You have to learn you definitely have to learn how to communicate. But people really have to start doing a self-inventory to really be honest with themselves and know where they're at in life.
Yeah.
Mike.
If you just know that you are not ready to be committed, because being committed is, it is wonderful. I wouldn't have it any other way. There definitely, everything has its, pitfalls at times. But if you're not a person who can really sustain that commitment, because just like you said, forever is a long time.
It's a long time. It's forever.
Look here, these ladies out here and some of the fellas, man, they dying to know how did it go down though. Like you got this story and you just in the DVD just paused.
I did kind of leave it.
Let's get back because I want to know. I'm like damn that. Like we get to that later.
We actually, it's funny because I thank God a lot and really fortunate and blessed because we had everything against us. Like, really, literally had everything against us. She was in Virginia. I was in Georgia.
Dang. Okay.
So that was long distance. That was 2011.
God, I remember y'all used to cake on that dang party bus, boy. You loved you some of them niggas, boy. Yeah,
Right.
You was going up there often too, man.
Yeah, I was flying up probably like probably at least two weekends out the month.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was up
Straight
there.
up.
Yeah.
Like 2 weekends out of the month, I was up there, like just flying. So my sky miles were like sky high, like. But so that was 2011. Started dealing with each other. Started dating in 2011. And like I said, because a long distance relationship will test you. So just being committed and knowing, okay, look, this is it. I'm not looking to be with anybody else. This is the only person I want to be with. And if having a long distance relationship, you really get to hone in on your communication skills, like for real. So that was,
But I got a question for you, though, too.
2013.
No, finish your story, and I'm going to ask you a question about that.
Oh, so in 2013, it was actually 2012, around my birthday. It was the weekend of my birthday. She flew in, and of course she's thinking it's, my birthday weekend. So I went ahead and had reservations there. Ray's on the River in Atlanta. It's one of her. She loves seafood, so that was one of the better seafood restaurants on the side of town that I was living on at the time. So we went there, and I'd already had talked to the people there, the waitress, and all that. So when we showed up, went out that night. She's thinking it's my birthday dinner, but I let her pick out the restaurant for my birthday. So we went, and we sat down, we ate. She went to the bathroom, and I remember texting y'all. I know I definitely texted my line brother, Carlton Adams. I hit him up and was like, dude, like, I'm kind of nervous, man. Like, for the first time, I knew what that feeling felt like, because it's so funny because I didn't know what that feeling felt like before, because, and just like you said, it was like, why not? So I didn't have that genuine feeling, so I didn't even know what that felt like. So the butterflies in the stomach and just like, damn, I'm about to get ready to do it, like for real. Was excited to do it. So when she came back from the bathroom, we were sitting down and eating. When we finished eating, got ready to bring out dessert. She went up to, I can't remember what she went to go do, but in the process of her going to do that, I actually had the waitress come over there and set everything up, had the dessert out, and had everything down there, and there was roses on the table. And she just kind of looked and was like, she looked at the roses, and after she looked at the roses, she looked up, and I was like right down there on one knee and had the ring out and proposed.
Nice.
In the restaurant.
Did she cry?
So,
Yeah, she probably lost it.
She cried?
So, but it just goes to show that, a lot of times people say long distance doesn't work. That's not true. A lot of people say, if you mess up the first marriage, you can never get it right again. Moving on to someone else. That's not true. So
here's my question about the long distance. Did y'all live in the same city? How long did y'all live in the same city? Because I remember she moved to Atlanta.
Right, but we were by the time we moved to Atlanta, we were married. We got married in 2013, and we didn't waste no time.
Okay, well, this is perfect. Well, first, okay, so two things. First of all, why, if you know, just do it. Like, if you know, once you really know, then don't belabor it. Just do it. And then the second question to me, for you, is the whole long distance thing. Even when Krish, when we first started dating, I was in Columbia and she was still in school at Clemson. I felt like every time we saw each other, it was like a honeymoon because you don't get to see each other, so it's always fun. It's like you're always going out to eat. You always just doing fun stuff. When you're in the same spot, it get real. So how do y'all? Obviously, it's working out, but every time you think about it, every time you went to Virginia, you don't have time to fight because you don't see each other that often. So it's just all honeymoon period. So that's my only. That's why I was always scared of like a long distance thing and not living in the same city because like, dude, we just, every time we see each other.
You got that false sense of security.
Right. You're just always happy.
Yeah.
You're just always in love. Yeah.
It could definitely do that, but having an argument long distance and knowing that you can't
see them,
make up.
Yeah, I guess it's equally as bad.
Yeah, you're right. That's equally as bad. So, but for us, it was more about we had to actually figure out the logistics was I going to move up there, or was she going to move down here? So that's the only reason. It wasn't like an automatic thing for us.
Okay, so y'all were open enough. You're in, like, think of it. If you've grown, you've been married before, you can like, look, we want to be married. We want to be together for the rest of our lives and grow a family, whatnot. How are we going to make it happen? So you can actually have those conversations.
Right.
Versus just like, let me propose to her. Hopefully she says yes, and then let's figure out the future.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I got two strong talking points on this one. Like two subjects that I hear a lot on Facebook. Well, one a lot, and the other one is just kind of comes with it. Like you know that biological clock, number one, and damaged goods. I got two scenarios, and one, Mike, that you were in. Like, let's just go one at a time. First one, like being married, and then divorced. Now, the feeling of being like possibly damaged goods, I know it has to be different feeling from a man versus a woman. Because, we put all kind of unreasonable expectations on women on their quote unquote usage, whether it be sexually, whether it be like, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be in terms of like relationships. It's like we want them to be like damn near brand new with no life experience, but all the experience.
And you know what, too, that's a good point. And I think that's ridiculous. I think after a certain age, then that stuff shouldn't even matter. And then two, like if Chris went bad on me now, first of all, I'm getting a foreign to speak no English, none, just joking. But my deal is if she went bad on me now, I would expect the next person I dated to have kids, maybe been married before. It's just the way it is. You know, so I think you have to adjust your realistic expectations. It's not settling. That's just the way it is. Like, what do you expect? If you're 30 plus years old, then
it's almost suspicious not to have those experiences. But let's go to the second one. Yeah. Let's go to these kids. Now, is there a reasonable threshold? Because, like, personally, like, dating a woman with kids, you see what I'm saying? Either you can go, like, the Brady Bunch route where you like, well, I got a bunch and she got a bunch. So we good. You see what I'm saying? Because I know my character. I know her character. And does that change? Does that expectation also change with age, just like you mentioned? Because when I was, like, let's say, for instance, I was 25, 26, I dated a girl with, like, one kid. You know what I'm saying? And, being 24, 25, you still like, well, the baby father's still my age and, da-da-da-da-da. But then I got 28, 29. I dated a girl with two kids from two different dudes.
It wouldn't bother me.
But check this out, though. The thing that got me with that one, with two kids and two different guys, and this is my life now. So I'm not, throwing out no generalizations on people or, stereotyping. But I was like, look, her mom didn't really get along with her. So she didn't really get along with me. And then
when you're saying her mom didn't get along with her daughter?
Yeah, with her own daughter. But then look, then she didn't get along with baby daddy number 2, and she didn't get along with none of his family. So
was it a her thing?
No. It was the baby daddy was a jerk, but his family didn't get along with her either. So you see what I'm saying? And then the other baby's father was kind of like, a little on the slack side. But look how many family members that is. So that's 2, 4, 6 grandparents, 6 grandmas. I mean, it's like almost like 23 people in the equation that I was looking at versus like, hey, if I find my wife, marry her, we have my family, her family, then we have our child. You see what I'm saying? It was just a lot more. It was a lot more. It's more than just like, well, if you want to accept me, you got to accept my children. No, I got to accept your mama, his daddy, his grandma, his crazy sister that keep trying to get the kid from this one. Then I got to accept, Tyrone coming over and blah, blah, blah. It's like 23 people.
Right. Those are those factors that often go unknown.
Yeah.
So like when you're dealing with a woman with children, you have to be very clear on what you can tolerate, what your expectations are, and your plan to handle that moving forward.
It wasn't about me just liking her.
Well, here's the thing, though, and this is why I feel bad for women, and sometimes as men we can put women in a tough spot because my wife, we have 2 kids together, right? And of course she's beautiful, so she'll be able to scoop somebody up tomorrow, but that wouldn't happen anyway. But what I'm saying is, for us, we're not effective. That's not the same standard for us. Mm-hmm. We can have 10 kids.
Yeah.
And we can easily find somebody else. but it's not the same for a woman for whatever reason. I don't think that's right. I think it's a double standard. Like,
Yeah,
it makes it harder for them, which it shouldn't.